Welcome back, everybody, to the Metropolis Bulldogs Team Builder Dynasty here in NCAA Football 14. Today we kick off the long-term simulation here for this series as we look to wrap it up, hopefully in exciting fashion. Last episode, we finished off season number 5. It was a great season. We went 13-1. We won the conference championship. We took home the Sugar Bowl over Auburn. And today we will be kicking off the long-term simulation. This long-term sim will consist of 2 episodes, so this is going to be part 1. We're going to go over the next 4 seasons throughout these episodes. So we're going to get through seasons 6, 7, 8, and 9. We're going to be able to see what happens in the careers of all of our young guys. We're hopefully going to be able to lead this team to a national championship. In pretty much every main franchise I've done, I think I've won a championship in some form during the actual series itself. But since this one only lasted 5 seasons, we weren't really able to get that opportunity. So hopefully we will in the long-term sim. I feel like this long-term sim has more pressure because we, need to win a championship. I'd be very disappointed if we went the entire series without one. So we will start with the offseason here. We're going to try to get through the offseason pretty quickly. We have a new defensive coordinator, Maurice Linguist, who last year was the defensive coordinator at FIU. He is replacing Luke Fickell, who is now the head coach at Appalachian State. I know their logo is Idaho. Don't worry about it. So Luke Fickell gets to be a head coach after 1 season as our defensive coordinator. And then here for the players leaving, nobody's declaring, nobody's transferring, and we will have our first player actually drafted into the NFL. And fittingly, it's Manuel Castillo, the first person to commit to the program in school history. In my opinion, the best player in school history. He is the player who has guided us into what we are today. And without him, I don't know if we would have ever made it. Some other notable seniors include Terrell Cream, 7 career interceptions. 6 of them came as a freshman when he started at corner. Delvin Hines, the second. His career started off really well. The injury in his junior season kind of ruined it, but he did have a great end to his senior season, which hopefully will lead him to signing with an NFL team. Curtis Neal was a great linebacker for us. And then looking at some of the players from our very first recruiting class, we have Garrett McCullough, who finished as a 91 overall. Michael Roberson, great 4-year starter. He improved every single season of his career. Osiris Young, the greatest receiver in school history, probably the second greatest player after Manuel Castillo. Brian McGrew, the school's all-time leader in interceptions. Donovan Barrington, our great change of pace back, who scored 6 special teams touchdowns and was a great Swiss Army knife, not just for the offense, but for the special teams. The redshirt seniors are the original Bulldogs, other than Chris Adams because he was a transfer. But the redshirt seniors were the guys who were here since episode 1, and the true seniors were the players from our very first recruiting class, all of which very important players. Manuel Castillo gets drafted. He should have gone way earlier than the 6th round, by the way. Like, what's the deal there? Into recruiting now, this is how we're going to spend our points. We're going after 5 players here. Hopefully we'll be able to land 3 or 4 of them. We have a pretty solid class so far of guys I like, and we did have to not put some points into good players. We ended up getting 4. The only player we didn't get was athlete Sean Jefferson, who decides to go nowhere. Why? I don't know, but it is what it is. We were able to get our main targets, Marcus Wheeler, Ben Roberts, James Ross, and Jay Hodges, the other 4 players I put points into. So overall, it was a pretty solid signing day. We have, I believe, 15 players on scholarship currently. I think these guys are really going to be key pieces here for the long-term simulation over these next 2 episodes. We ended up finishing with the number 2 recruiting class in the country, 10 4-stars, 9 3-stars. The only team ahead of us was the Notre Dame Fighting Irish. So a great group of freshmen coming in. Most of those guys aren't going to be playing for us this year, but I think they're going to be great pieces down the line within the next 2 to 3 seasons. Here are our athletes. They're going to be spread out amongst different positions, and then I changed a few other positions of players on the roster just to try to balance certain positions out. That way I could, cut certain bad players, and there wasn't like a minimum at that position, and it would just be easier to organize when going through the depth chart. Here are 4 training results. Rod Roberson, the starting quarterback, is an 86. We do not have a 99. We almost had our kicker, Marquez Glover. He ends up being a 98 overall, just missing the mark. This team is by far the highest rated it's ever been as a collective group, which makes me think we can be even better this upcoming season. We only lost 1 game last year, and we barely lost that game. So if our freshman quarterback, Rod Roberson, is as good as advertised, I think we could win a national championship in the very first year of this long-term sim. Now we have to cut a few players, not necessarily the most fun part of the offseason, but we did get a number of walk-ons who just aren't really all that good. So I really didn't have many tough decisions to make in terms of releasing players. So now going into season number 6, we start the year as the number 13th team in the nation. The first time we've been ranked to start the season, which is pretty cool. We're redshirting all our true freshmen except for linebacker Ben Roberts. He will be a year 6 starter. Here is the starting lineups and depth chart. No real surprises here for the most part. Ultimately, I'm very high on this team. I think we can do really, really well. And hopefully some of these young guys can continue to progress. And the players who we've known as young guys throughout this series are now the older veteran leaders of this team who hopefully will be able to help guide these young guys into developing well. And maybe, who knows, lead us to a national championship this season. So as we now look at the custom schedule, our non-conference opponents are Marshall, Maryland, Arizona, and then Michigan State. We have our normal American Athletic schedule as we now hop into season 6. Since we're a 5-star school, more really good prospects are going to want to come here, including the 7th-ranked player in the entire country, wide receiver Shannon Gunn. Most of the recruiting this season was done off camera, but we have unlocked Insta-Commit, so I figured I would show that. We're offering scholarships to all the players who currently have us first, and our very first Insta-Commit in school history is 4-star wide receiver Anthony Schneider, only a 69 overall, but still a pretty solid get. Aaron Phillips, a 76 overall athlete. This guy looks like a stud. He can play on both sides of the ball. Could be a really, really good player for us. Other than that, we didn't get super lucky. We did get guard Brandon Wood, who also looks really good. He's only a 3-star, but he is a 74 overall. Those were the only Insta-Commits we got during this first stage. I think we had a pretty good rate of success. I think we went like 3 for 16, which is more than 10%, and currently we have Insta-Committed around 10%, so we did better than, I guess, expected. Here we are on the preseason poll as the 13th ranked team in the nation. What we're going to do is we're going to start by simulating the first half of the season. We're going to go through the Tulane game, and hopefully the team is playing well through the halfway mark. We won our first game 57-31. I take it that the offense is going to be pretty good this year. Player of the week for that game was our kicker. So we did end up going 6-0 on that stretch. We are the number 3 team in the nation, only behind North Carolina and Georgia. So we once again are starting the season off undefeated. We've had a lot of close games for the most part. It seems like the offense has been really good. The defense has been a little bit meh. And we have a brutal stretch here towards the end of the season. Temple, Memphis, Capital College, all 3 of them look really good. Rod Roberson has been very solid up to this point. His rushing numbers have been pretty bad, which is a surprise because he's a great runner. But he has thrown the ball well. Didi Santander is having an even better season than he did last year. And Jonathan Roberts has really broken out at wide receiver. Defensively, our 2 safeties, Lewis Reed and Chris Swanson, have probably been our 2 best defensive players. Lewis Reed, a 4-year starter. Chris Swanson starting in his first season. So we did kind of struggle in our first 2 games against ECU and USF, but we did win those, getting us ready for our big stretch as we start with Temple, who we beat by 31 points. That'll bring us to Memphis. We are looking for revenge against the Memphis Tigers after they beat us last year and killed our national championship hopes. And we got revenge big time, winning 35-7, and then we beat Capital College. We finished the regular season undefeated at 12-0, our first undefeated regular season in school history, and now the only team in our way from a national championship berth is Tulsa in the conference championship. The only team ahead of us is currently number 1 Georgia. We are back in the American Athletic Conference Championship, looking to make it a 4th straight conference championship here for the Bulldogs. We got a rematch here against the Tulsa Golden Hurricane, who we played against last year. We ended up winning that game in the snow. This time it's not as snowy, as you can see. There's no snow on the ground at all. What we're going to do is we're going to simcast this game, and if it's close, we're going to hop in because obviously it's a very important game. If we win today, we're probably going to make the national championship, and if we lose, we will be out. Tulsa's 8-4. They're a pretty solid team. We are the favorite, and as long as we play like we did last year against these guys, we should win. Their quarterback, Jonathan Harris, is hurt, so they've turned it to 67 overall true freshman Dustin Atkinson, who's been pretty horrific. I think we have a good shot of winning against this backup quarterback. The rest of their team doesn't really scare me too much, but I don't want to take these guys lightly because this is absolutely one of the biggest games in program history. A national championship spot on the line today for the Metropolis Bulldogs. Elliott Hughes and Aaron Garrett are our team captains. What an odd duo. Neither of those guys are even starters, but I guess those are the guys who we have out for the coin flip. So hopefully we can look to play well early in this game. We would start the game off pretty slow, allowing an early field goal. We would answer back with a touchdown, making it 7-3 here through the first quarter. The offense started a little bit slowly, but now they're really getting into a groove, and we are quickly turning this game into a blowout. 24-6 the score at halftime. As long as we don't catastrophically choke this, we should be fine, and it looks like that's not going to happen. Tulsa would add a touchdown, but we would respond 31-13 going into the fourth quarter. We would add some insurance touchdowns, and it looks like we're going to win this game 45-13 is your final. The Bulldogs demolished Tulsa here in the American Athletic Conference Championship, and barring something crazy, we should advance to the national title game. Rod Roberson was pretty underwhelming for his standards. It looks like it was Vididi Santander's show. 39 carries, 28 broken tackles, and over 200 yards. The defense was really good. 2 sacks for the senior, Kevin Bowman. 5 sacks overall. We didn't force any turnovers. It was mainly the pass rush who really played well. So we have won another conference championship, and we should have punched our ticket into the national championship game. Joe Douglas, the quarterback at Georgia, ends up winning the Heisman Trophy. And sure enough, we will see Joe Douglas and the Georgia Bulldogs in the Season 6 National Championship game. The Georgia Bulldogs are the only team ahead of us. They are 12-0. They're the number 1 ranked team in the country. We are number 2. We finally have an opportunity to play for the national championship game. Since this is our first championship, we're going to play this entire game in full. I don't want to simcast our first ever national championship. This game is kind of a big deal. In Season 6 of the Westlake Team Builder Dynasty, which was the series before this one, we made the national championship here in year number 6. We had the game won until we didn't. That was one of the wildest games ever on the channel, so I don't anticipate this one will be as crazy, but hopefully this one ends up being pretty good as well. Despite winning every single game this season and really playing well, we are the heavy underdog going into this game here against Georgia, who's number 1. They have been an absolutely dominant force this season. They're 13-0. They just won the SEC championship over Texas A&M. They are a really, really good football team led by the best player in the country in Heisman-winning quarterback Joe Douglas, who has the same name as the New York Jets GM. Kirk Herbstreit is picking us. He has us upsetting the Bulldogs. Hopefully he's right. Douglas comes in as a 99 overall, 92 speed, great passer as well. He had a super efficient season throwing the football, the completion percentage over 70, a passer rating nearing 200, only 2 interceptions and over 800 yards on the ground. He was the best player in college football this year. Georgia has been the best team in college football this year. They should win the national championship game, but we're looking for the upset, led by redshirt freshman quarterback Rod Roberson, who's gone up 4 ratings during the season to push him at a 90 overall. Georgia has the number 1 scoring offense, the number 2 scoring defense. They're really, really good. And as talented as our team is, this feels like David and Goliath, and we are Goliath. We are coming from a small Group 5 conference. We're not necessarily dominating our opponents, whereas Georgia is in the SEC. So we've got our hands full, but I think our team is ready for this opportunity. 6 seasons in the making. Welcome to the national championship here at the University of Phoenix Stadium. It's also technically the Fiesta Bowl, but we know it is the actual national championship game. Tails never fails. You guys know the drill. We are the road team today since Georgia is ranked higher than us. It ends up landing on heads, of course. Georgia will choose to kick off, so we're going to start this game on offense. Get a look at redshirt freshman, left-handed quarterback Rod Roberson. I have not gotten to use him yet, so I am pretty excited about this. First down, the Bulldogs are going to start with a quick option. Here's Roberson with blocks down the field. He's fast, and he brings it to around the 50. Great run for Rod Roberson, whose rushing stats throughout the year are pretty unimpressive. I don't know why he's not really running it a lot, but he's been so good as a passer, you can't really argue it. 3rd and 1, handoff for Didi Santander, and he loses 3. Big stop by the Georgia defense, so that'll bring out the field goal team. Here is the redshirt senior Marquez Glover, who won the Lou Groza Award as the best kicker in college football. Splits the uprights, puts the Bulldogs on the board, 3-0. Here's the Georgia offense, led by the Heisman Trophy winning quarterback Joe Douglas as he pitches it late for Thomas. Here goes Thomas down the field, eventually wrapped up by the senior safety Lewis Reed. A huge first down there for Peter Thomas, and Georgia's pretty close here to the goal line as they look to score here for the first time today. Douglas breaks the tackle on the option, pitches it late, and it's a fumble, and it's picked up by Jamil Cox. If Cox had stayed up and didn't dive for the ball, he could have taken that for a possibly scoop and score. But still, a huge turnover in the red zone for Metropolis. And the Bulldogs look the part so far on both sides of the ball. The Bulldogs have it back. Here's Roberson connecting with the senior wideout, Jonathan Roberts. Roberts, of course, came here as a quarterback. Didn't really work out. Switched over to receiver, whereas a one-year starter, he's been phenomenal. Roberts is the second player in school history to get over 1,000 yards in a season. The first, last year, Osiris Young. Second and 9, there's CL Frost. He fumbles it, but it's immediately picked up by Membenegba. Great awareness by Kemi Membenegba to quickly scoop up the football because that could have been catastrophic. Third and 3, it looks like the Bulldogs are here in the red zone looking to score their first touchdown of the game. Hand off for Santander, and he is smothered in the backfield. Georgia's run defense has been unbelievably good so far. Santander with negative yardage so far in the game. So despite 2 really good drives, the Bulldogs only have 6 points. They've had to go for field goals both times. Marquez Glover 2 for 2. So it's now 6-0 here late in the first quarter. Douglas keeps it on the option with room. There goes Douglas, flipped over, but he does still get a nice first down game. Good run there for Joe Douglas, who has not completed a pass yet today. It doesn't seem like Georgia trusts him to throw it, which is weird because he was the most efficient passer in the country. They do trust him to run it, and well, he's a damn good runner. Douglas on the read option finds the end zone for a touchdown, and the Georgia Bulldogs take the lead here 7-6. Nearing the conclusion of quarter number 1. So the Bulldogs now trail for the first time today. Roberson looks to scramble with it. He will connect with Jonathan Roberts, who gets by a defender. Roberts down the field, a 75-yard touchdown, and Georgia's lead lasts all but 1 play. The Bulldogs are back ahead with a huge touchdown from Roberson to Roberts. That'll wrap up the first quarter, 13-7 your score. Unfortunately for Metropolis, senior safety Lewis Reed dislocated his shoulder. That's one of the not only key players on this defense, but one of the key leaders, and he'll be out for the rest of the game, unfortunately. Second and 1, another big run for Douglas. He gets 23. He still has not completed a pass all day. Kind of wild. But nonetheless, Georgia's moving it pretty nicely as this one is intercepted. The senior corner, Figgy Yakabuti, picks it off. Yakabuti with a nice return past the 50. I know we talked about this being David and Goliath at the beginning of this game, but the Bulldogs are not only hanging in there, but they are really playing well right now as they lead by 6 and have the ball. Jonathan Roberts brings it to the 10. Roberts already over the 100 yards mark on the day. Rod Roberson has been on fire. He has not missed a throw. Unfortunately, he suffered back spasms, so he'll be out for a couple plays. And Jonathan Roberts, the former quarterback, is in the game at QB. Third and goal, Roberts looks to scramble with it. He gets a solid gain, but he fumbles it in the red zone, and it's picked up by Warren. A huge turnover from quarterback Jonathan Roberts, who has not gotten a snap at QB since he was a true sophomore. He fumbles it in the red zone, and Georgia's offense has new life. The Bulldogs have been dominated defensively. Now they make a big play, and they're not going to respond, however. Douglas is sacked on the play. A great defensive stop there by the Bulldogs. That was Lionel Brothers who got the sack, so Metropolis has it back, looking to make it a 2-score game late in the half. Third and 11, Roberson goes short for the fullback Bell, and he only gets around 3. So Georgia's defense gets to stop. Another opportunity to look to take the lead here late. On first down, Douglas looks to throw it. He gets it over to Thomas. That is Joe Douglas's first completion of the game, and there's 15 seconds left in the half. Georgia chose not to call their timeout. They're going to run one more play. It's a short throw up the middle for Thompson, who gets it inside the 20, but since time has ran out, Georgia completely mismanaged the clock there. This game could be 13-10, but instead it's 13-7. The Bulldogs lead here. No score change in the second quarter. That'll bring us to quarter number 3. The Georgia Bulldogs open up with the ball here as they look to take the lead. On first down, Douglas looks to throw it. He's going to actually run with it. Another big run for Douglas, who is getting pretty close to 200 rushing yards on his own today. Joe Douglas continues to be a rushing machine. Third and goal. Douglas drops back to pass, finds the open hole, and slides in for a touchdown. I don't know if Georgia's offense doesn't trust him to throw. I don't know if he doesn't trust himself to throw, but he's been running it the entire time, and I guess it's been working. Second and 2, a big sack here for the Georgia Bulldog defense. Sean Schwend is the one with the sack, forcing a loss of 6. and that'll make it a 3rd and 8 here for Metropolis as they trail by 1. 13-14, here's Roberson, scrambles out to the right, and he is sacked again, losing 6 more. Another big sack, this time it's Joe Hayward. That'll force a punt, and Georgia gets the ball back. On 1st down, here's Douglas looking to throw it, and again, scrambles out of the pocket and goes with his legs. Joe Douglas continues to be a rushing machine. I guess don't fix anything that ain't broke. I mean, it's not like he's a bad passer. Again, he was the best passer in the country this year. 3rd and inches. Douglas escapes the pocket, but he's not able to get the 1st down. He's actually sacked for a loss of 2 by Napoleon Abubakar. A huge sack for the defense. That'll bring out the field goal team, looking to make it a 4-point lead. The kick is up. This is a long one, and it is good. Georgia leads by 4 with 1:27 left to go in the 3rd. Now the Bulldogs are going to get it back with another opportunity, needing to make some noise. 3rd and 4, it's a handoff for Didi Santander. Gets away from the defender, but does not get the 1st down. It has been tough sledding for Santander. Georgia's run defense has been unbelievable. He barely has positive rushing yards at the moment. 4th and inches. What is this? They're going to go for it. Roberson stumbles backwards, but he goes forwards enough to convert. Ballsy call inside the 30-yard line to go for it on 4th down. That'll wrap up the 3rd quarter. 17-13. Metropolis trails. Can they come back and win their first national championship in school history? Let's see as we kick off quarter number 4, 3rd and 3. Roberson just suffered an upper arm bruise, so Jonathan Roberts is back in at quarterback as Santander only gets a yard. The Bulldogs have already gone so far on this drive. They went for it earlier, and they're going to go for it again. Rod Roberson hobbling out on the field. He wants to be the one to make this play. 4th and 2, another QB sneak, and he got it, and more. Nice run for Roberson. A gutsy performance here with back spasms and an upper arm bruise, but he is hanging in there with 2 injuries. He is balling out right now. 1st down, Roberson looks to throw it. He scrambles to the right side, and he gets it to Kemi Emembenigba. Emembenigba was not the target on that play. He was trying to get it to CL Frost, but the ball was close enough to Emembenigba to where he was able to make the play. 3rd and goal, nearing the halfway point in the 4th quarter. Can Metropolis take the lead here? Roberson looks to throw it. He has a man open. It's Jonathan Roberts for the touchdown. Roberts with his 2nd score of the game, and Metropolis is back up ahead 20-17. The offense with a huge drive, and now it's time for the defense to make some noise. 2nd and 9. Here's Joe Douglas. Under pressure, he's sacked. The redshirt freshman linebacker, Steve Watkins, makes the play. 3rd and 15. Douglas looks to throw it. He takes a shot deep downfield. It's caught by Ramsey! Down the field! Touchdown, Georgia! Kyle Ward decided to play for the ball rather than play for the receiver, and that decision backfires big time. It was a 3rd down. All he had to do was stop the receiver, but Reggie Ramsey undercuts the route. He gets by Ward, and Georgia now leads 24-20. The Bulldogs have it back. The Metropolis Bulldogs, I should say, because both of these teams are the Bulldogs. Nice gain of 17 for Zach Fuller. That'll move the chains. Good throw by Rod Roberson. Following play, here's Roberson. He connects with the tight end, Georgie Bucciarelli, who shrugs the tackle from the defender. A huge gain for Booch as he brings it to the 20. A massive conversion there for the Metropolis Bulldogs, and they are now in the red zone looking to take the lead back. 2nd and 7, not a lot of time left on the clock. Roberson scrambles for the lead. It's caught for a touchdown. Kemi Emembenigba puts Metropolis ahead 27-24. Another great drive from Rod Roberson and company, and now it's up to the defense to get another stop. 2nd and 6, here's Joe Douglas, looks to run with it, has another 1st down, and he is going to be wrapped up inside the 35-yard line. Unfortunately for Georgia, a couple plays later, Joe Douglas got injured. So now it's the redshirt junior backup, Brandon Carter, in at quarterback. The backup running back, Bostic, loses 3. Joe Douglas got the wind knocked out of him. He may be able to return, depending on if Georgia gets the ball back. He's probably not going to be able to return on this drive, so it's going to be up to the backup, Brandon Carter, as on 3rd and 11, he connects with Hemphill, who gets the 1st down inside the 5. A huge conversion there for Georgia. Now it's 1st and goal inside the 5 for the lead. Carter goes short. It's caught by Johnson for a touchdown. Joe Johnson puts Georgia ahead with under a minute to go left to go in the 4th quarter. 31-27. Metropolis' season comes down to these final 36 seconds with all 3 timeouts. Roberson takes a shot deep on the first play of the drive. It's caught! CL Frost down the field, brings it inside the 10. What a throw by Ron Roberson over to Frost, who gained 73 yards as the Bulldogs quickly signal for a timeout. First and goal. Roberson to the right for the lead, and it is caught for a touchdown. Jonathan Roberts, the senior, with the possible game-winning touchdown reception. What a story of Jonathan Roberts' career after getting injured at quarterback. He was going to be this team's QB, but he got injured. He was never the same at QB. Moves over to receiver, has an unbelievable senior season, and catches possibly the game-winning touchdown in the national championship game. Douglas back in as it's a screen for Johnson, who loses 6 on the screen. Big tackle by Lucas Langley. Instead of calling the timeout, because apparently Georgia refuses to call timeouts when they should, they had to spike it, and now they only have enough time for one more play. It'll be a Hail Mary for the national championship game. Joe Douglas heaves it deep. It's caught by Thompson, but he's wrapped up inside the 30. And that's how this game comes to a close. The Metropolis Bulldogs have won their first ever national championship, defeating Georgia 34-31. What a game. What a final 4 minutes. 5 touchdowns in the last 5 minutes of this game. Rod Roberson, holy hell, 15 for 17, 360, and 4 touchdowns, and he did this banged up. What a performance by Rod Roberson, who absolutely is the MVP of this game. And this is with Didi Santander really struggling. He only had 6 yards on 12 carries. Everybody else who ran the ball ran it fine, but I don't know why Santander didn't. Jonathan Roberts, 6 catches, 144 yards, and 3 touchdowns, including the game winner. What an odd career arc for Jonathan Roberts, but it all worked out in the end. CL Frost as well, the big game, including the huge reception to set up the game-winning touchdown. The defense was okay at times. We didn't get stops when we needed to in the fourth quarter, but it doesn't matter. Joe Douglas is a great player. He only threw it 13 times. If the Jets need a quarterback, we can say Joe Douglas should draft Joe Douglas. The better question is if the Jets need a running back, because Joe Douglas is an unbelievable running quarterback. So maybe the Jets should draft him and put him at running back, and that way we still can say Joe Douglas drafted Joe Douglas. So there you go. We have won the national championship. We have done it here in year number 6 of the series. What a team. What a ride. What a game. As I said, this long-term simulation will be 2 parts, and this is only part 1. I wasn't entirely sure how I was going to format it until we, won the national championship. So what I'm going to do is today's episode will just be Season 6. Season 6 deserves its own episode because it's our first ever championship. Next episode, we will go through Seasons 7, 8, and 9. Next episode will be the series finale, the final episode of the Metropolis Dynasty. Can we turn this team into a dynasty and add some more national championship hardware with Rod Roberson leading the way at quarterback? That'll wrap up the episode. I hope everybody enjoyed. Make sure to hit the like button and subscribe to the channel if you are new. Peace out.